Good afternoon. My name is David Myers. I'll be your instructor for Bioethical Issues. Welcome. It is Sunday afternoon. I've been at Camp Ripley all week. It's nice to be back, and it's nice to kick off this class. And again, welcome. So you're watching this video. Obviously, you figured out how to get onto D2L. Additionally, if you haven't figured out how to get into D2L, then an online course is probably not the right option for you. So I'm not going to give you instructions on how to get to this video because obviously you figured it out. But okay, you're here. Let's talk about my expectations of the course, and I will give you the course overview. First of all, the textbook. It is Lewis Vaughn's Bioethics, Principles, Issues, and Cases. This is the second edition. You're going to need this textbook. You don't need anything else. But if you haven't received your textbook yet, don't despair. I have the first two chapters scanned in, and you'll have access to them right here in D2L. After that, though, if you really need the textbook, and because it's not legal or ethical for me to scan a whole bunch more than that in. So hopefully you have your textbook. If you don't, get it pretty quickly because this class moves quickly. It's an accelerated course, an 8-week course. We begin on the 19th of October and we end on the 23rd of December. And usually I like to end my courses like the middle of December, but this one is going to run right up to the last week because that's only fair to you. You need 8 weeks for this course. The reading is intense. On the discussion boards, for instance, what I don't want to hear, flat out don't want to hear, is how difficult the reading is. This is a 3-unit philosophy course, and of course the reading is difficult. And you've opted to take it in an accelerated fashion, which means you're taking in 8 weeks what most students take in 16. So that being said, I already know the reading is difficult. I don't want to hear a whole lot of comments on that in the discussion board. All right. Check your email daily. Check your D2L daily, because anything that changes, I will send out emails for you, or I will put it in the news section. If you are on D2L now, start on the first page. I have a couple of notes. I have a note about the attendance board. I have under the discussion boards, I have a board called the attendance board, and it's separated up for 8 weeks. And each week, I expect each of you to post in just a short blurb, like I'm here, I'm present, I'm continuing on in the course. And I do that because in the past, there's been some students that have just fallen through the cracks. Here, if there's not even an assignment due for 2 weeks, and so you could go for 3 weeks before I would even know that you weren't planning on completing the course. And so each week I need you to make this posting. It's really crucial during the first couple of weeks. In fact, if you don't make the posting during the first 2 weeks, I will drop you for non-participation. I don't want to do that. So please, it's simple. Make a post. The second note is course overview and expectations video. Now, you must have found that because you're watching this video. Well done. And then the typical welcome note, welcome to Bioethical Issues and Sociology. Please take some time to examine the course syllabus and calendar. Our textbook textbook info is as follows. Bioethics, Principles, Issues, and Cases by Lewis Vaughn. Our exams are open book and do not need to be proctored. You do not need to have the Respondus Lockbound browser installed to take the exams. In fact, I'll probably take that blurb out next semester because I don't think any of the instructors are using Respondus any further. But you don't need it. Please read all of the items found in the content section completely and thoroughly, as they will answer 99.9% of all of your questions. And then, I look forward to working with each of you this semester. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to call me on my cell, and I give my cell number there. Or if you would rather email, and you have my email there. Best wishes for a successful semester. That's typical. If you've taken online courses, you've probably read blurbs like this before. Other than the attendance board, you'll find all of this same information right in the syllabus. But there you go. You've got my phone number, and I would tell you this. If you run into any problems, any issues at all, call me. Students don't like to call their instructors. And here's the deal. My time is your time. I say that, and I completely mean it. I wouldn't have a job if it weren't for you. And so I appreciate you taking this class. But even further, again, my time is your time. If you have any questions, if you're having any problems, call me and we'll talk them out. We can work them out. I don't keep office hours at the college, but if any of you want a face-to-face meeting, just call me, beep me, text me, whatever, and we'll work out a time for me to get together with you. I've had to do this several times, and I certainly don't mind doing it. And so please, this is a very fast-paced course, and don't panic, don't worry, give me a call if you have any issues. All right, that being said, go ahead and if you can split box it, let's look at the syllabus together. Go to materials, go to content, and actually, let's talk about this. You'll find instructor information, the syllabus and schedule, this video, and then a short clip that I've included, Monty Python's Argument Clinic. Go ahead and watch it. You'll find it amusing, and I hope you'll find it insightful, because they really do a good job of describing exactly what an argument is. Assignments. Instruction for discussion board, instructions for examinations, instructions for chapter assignments, and instructions for extra credit. Everything that you need to know, along with dates. And I try to go through each and every class and clean up the old dates and put in the new dates. If you find an old, outdated date, let me know and I'll get it changed. You'll find chapter PowerPoints right from the textbook. These aren't my PowerPoints. They're provided by the textbook people, and so they are quite good. And then chapters 1 and 2 of the textbook, as I said, I scan them in. Let's look now at the syllabus and schedule. You just click it, and it should open. There's a course description. I'm not going to read it. You're more than capable of going through it on your own. There are critical thinking factors, competencies, methods to assess competence, required course materials, and where I really want to begin our discussion is course assignments. First of all, you have discussions. Each student will begin a thread for each section and respond to 2 other threads per section. So you're going to start one original post about something in the chapters that appealed to you, something you found interesting, something you didn't like, other than complaining about the difficulty of the reading, but something that you found very interesting. Make a posting on it, several lines, paragraph, 2 paragraphs, and then respond to 2 other postings. The postings must be thoughtful and detailed. For instance, 1-sentence postings consisting of a statement such as "I totally agree with you" will not count as one of the postings. Um, each section posting needs to be completed by the end of the exam cycle. And we'll go over some dates in a bit. Now, listen, for the discussions, you will get, for the 3 postings, you will get 3 points, 1 point per posting. Now, each section is worth 5 points. So you're saying to yourself, where do the other points come from? And I tell you, they come from reading other people's posts. You must read every post in order to get credit. A lot of students will not do this, and then they will get 2 or 3 points, and then they'll text me or email me saying, "Hey, why didn't I get more points?" And it's like, you didn't read any postings. You must read the postings. And I will tell you, I can see exactly how active you've been. If there are 80 postings and you've read 2, I can see that. And so you must read the postings. Let's see. Examinations. This course is broken into 4 sections. Each section has a corresponding examination, and each exam is worth 10 points, thus 40 total points for exams. Discussions, each section is worth 5 points. So, you've got 20 points there and 40 points for examinations. Where do the other 40 points come from? They come from the chapter exercises, and we'll talk about those in a moment. Exams. There is more information later in the syllabus, but you basically have 1 week, Monday to Monday, to take each exam. So I'm giving you 7 full days. You take it at your leisure. But don't wait to the last minute and then try to take your exam and find out that something goes wrong. I'm not real sympathetic to a student that waits until 10 o'clock at night when it's going to close at 11:30, or excuse me, at 11:59, and then, oh, my exam locked up. It's like, take it a little bit earlier. That being said, if something happens, let me know. But the exams are fairly difficult. I mean, the reading is fairly difficult. Most philosophy reading is. And so the exams are tough. That being said, each chapter, if you go to the examination section, you'll see 4 exams, 1 per section, but you'll also see 11 practice exams. And I take the questions right off of the practice exams, flat out. What you see is what you get. There are no surprises in this class. And so if you do the reading and if you do the practice exams, and you can take each practice exam as many times as you like. You may not just print them up and use them on the exam, but you could take them as many times as you want. And you will not be surprised on the exam. So, what happens if you blow an exam? Because again, they're tough. Some of you will not listen and you will not take the practice exams, and say you get a 30 on your exam and you're not satisfied with that, then you can do some extra credit, which will raise it up to a 70. All you're going to do is open your exam up and grade it for me. Don't cut and paste, because I'm giving you lots of points for this, but grade the test. Short blurbs, and I will raise it up to a 70. Now, my experience over numerous years has been that students that really need the extra credit won't do the extra credit. But students that already have, a 90, they want 100. And so the question has been asked, well, it's just not fair, Dr. Myers. How come, and at first I just wasn't sympathetic. But the more I considered it, the more I thought, they're right. If I'm going to give extra credit to students at the bottom of the curve, why not at the top? So if you have a 72 and you want an 80, do the same thing. Grade your test, put it in the appropriate drop box before the end or the beginning of the new exam cycle, and I will raise your score from a 72 to an 80. If you have an 81 and you want a 90, I do the same thing. I'll raise it to a 90. If you have a 91, 2, or 3, I'll give you all the way up to 95. But bear in mind, that's it. I mean, an A is an A. There are no A pluses. There are no A minuses. So if you get, above a 95, I'm not going to raise your score for you. But that's extra credit. That's your exams. Chapter exercises. I give you a table below which will list assignments for each chapter. Each section is, divided into a couple of chapters. Section 1 is only 2 chapters, and Section 4 is only 1 chapter. The others are divided in Chapter 2 and 3. But you only choose one assignment from each section. So in Chapter 1, obviously, you're going to have to make, in Section 1, you're going to have to make a choice between, the 2 chapters. And obviously in Section 4, you're only going to have to choose from 1 chapter. But all I'm asking is one of the assignments per section. So that's going to be 4 case studies or whatever you choose to do for the entire course. Now, I have revamped the course recently. I used to require a term paper. I no longer require term paper. And so I've made these assignments more challenging. You're going to have to put some serious effort into each of these chapters. And I expect them to be between 3 and 4 pages long, double spaced, of course, at least 3 to 4 pages long. And clear, concise English, grammatically correct. I don't expect you to put them in APA or MLA format, but do double space them, and if you need to cite anything, just use footnotes. Place these in the appropriate drop box, and they're worth 10 points each. There is no term paper. That is how the course is graded. 40 points per chapter exercises, 40 points for examinations, and 20 points for discussions. It's very simple. And then if you go to the next page of the syllabus, you'll find Section 1, Section 2, Section 3, Section 4, and it breaks down what pages you'll find the assignments in. Please do number the chapter and question number for each assignment. That makes it a lot easier for me to grade. Let's segue right into grading. A, B, C, D, and F. Very simple. 90 to 100 is an A. 80 to 89 is a B, and so forth. Now I have the course schedule. Exam 1, 26 October through 2 November, and it covers chapters 1 and 2. Exam 2, 16 through 23 November, and it covers chapters 3, 4, and 5. Exam 3, 30 November through 7 December, and it covers chapters 7, 8, 9, and 10. And 14 through 21 December will be exam 4, and it covers chapter 11. If there is a reason that you cannot take the exam on one of the scheduled dates, or you wish to complete the examination or assignment early, contact me. I know some of you will need to be done before you can begin practicum. If you're in a nursing program, sometimes this pops up, and I will work with you in this capacity. Now, let's look at reading assignment schedules. 2 November. By 2 November, the student will have read chapters 1 and 2 and have completed the Section 1 assignment. All postings for the discussion board must be made, and all postings must be read by midnight of 2 November. The 23rd of November, all extra credit work for exam cycle 1 must be turned in. The student will have read chapters 3, 4, 5, and 6 and have completed the Section 2 assignment. Same thing for the discussion boards. By the 7th of December, the same thing will go on for, and so forth. So read this on page 4 of the syllabus. Again, I just found a mistake in the syllabus. I have 8 May. All extra credit work must be in for exam cycle 4. I will correct that. Obviously, it's not 8 May. Obviously, it's 21 December. Um, I'll just delete that line and repost it. See, I just caught something before the classes even started. But that is my expectations and course overview. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Um, I may not, I have other classes, and so I may not instantly contact you right back, but I will get back to you in a very timely fashion. And if I don't, then call me. I think that covers everything in the course. And so have a great evening, and I just hope you have a wonderful semester. Bye bye.